Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. Happy Monday. Welcome to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and this is the show where the conspiracy is the news. What's up? Shout out to Rohan and James out there. What's going on, guys? Happy Monday. Hope everybody's well. And here's my super secret clock that keeps me on the clock when I'm doing the radio thing. And this is how do you wonder how you get it down to the actual second? I'm a little late today on the news show, but no radio clock, and I'm sure you guys forgive me. And if you don't, well, leave a shitty comment in the description below or in the comments down below, because I seem to get quite a lot of those. In any case, happy Monday. I hope everybody's well. I hope all the things they're good for you, and et cetera, so on. This is the show where we get together and talk about the news, and of course, the reason why is because the news cycle sucks. The mainstream media sucks. All the propaganda sucks, and here we are, and well, here it is. I don't know what else to say other than it all sucks. It just all sucks. So somebody's got to do it. So here we are trying to do it instead. And, there it is. So if you want to be part of the show as part of the transparency process, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. You can click the Discord link at troubledminds.org. We'll put you on the show. It's as simple as that. Just jump in the caller queue if you do that on the Discord. And there we go. What's going on, guys? I see you there in the chat. What's up? All right. So let's do it. So the news is the news, right? The news is the conspiracy is the news. And unfortunately, that's why we do this, because somebody has to step up and do this. And here we are. So speaking of the news, this one came from Robert, who's in the chat, and he dropped this in the Discord. If you have not joined the Discord yet, please do. It's a great way to share ideas. It's a great way to share links like this, or photographs, or videos, or you don't have to do any of that. It's like regular old school chat room. You can type, or they have a voice room where you could go and talk and do the rest of that stuff too. Several voice rooms even. It's a pretty cool program, and if you haven't joined it, you're missing out on amazing folks. Lots of good people in there, and usually we're drama free. I mean, of late I've had some just some little petty drama come at me bro type of stuff, but for the most part there's not a lot of drama in the Discord amongst folks that aren't me, because again, I'm the target, and that's okay. I'm supposed to get sort of the what would you call it? The whirlwind. Sometimes it's supposed to hit me and not you. So that's good. So at least we're doing that right. A lot of not drama in the Discord. So appreciate that, guys. All right, so let's do it. Let's get to this. Let's just skip straight to the thing. And well, this is from Mashable, and wouldn't you know it? This is one of those things that when you can consider self-driving cars, you don't consider this because, well, apparently this is a thing. Who knew? Cop stops driverless car. Driverless car seems to flee. Confusion ensues. Because that's really good, right? That's really good. I wonder if the car got pushed over on its side and beat down when the cop finally caught up to us. Anyway, welcome to the future in which police officers have to learn to deal with self-driving cars, which may not always cooperate. An Instagram video published on April 2nd shows police officers in San Francisco pulling over an autonomous vehicle operated by Cruise, likely because its front lights are off. The video shows the officers walking around the fully driverless vehicle trying to open its doors before giving up. Then the vehicle takes off and drives another 30 meters or so before stopping after the next intersection. The police follow, and then we see the officers once again trying to open the driverless car's doors and perhaps turn on its lights. According to Cruise, the car behaved as expected. Remember how I always say that, guys, when something's broken and people complain or something dumb happens, the companies always say, well, it's working as intended. Like the video game places always say that shit. They're like, oh, you mean that bug where people are ghosting up staircases and around corners and then out the roof, flying in a game where you're not supposed to fly? It's working as intended. That's the world we live in. It's like, oh, okay, surely this is working as intended as well, right? The car was supposed to not stop for the cops because, man, that's super hot. Once I get my invisibility suit, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put it on and I'm going to drive, and they're going to not know I'm in there, and they won't know they can pull me out and whoop my ass. How about that? They'll think it's a self-driving car. Yeah. Anyway, according to Cruise, the car behaved as expected. A spokesperson for Cruise told The Verge that the car wasn't fleeing the police. Instead, it pulled over at the nearest safe location. Notably, a human driver could get into a lot of trouble just driving off like that. Yeah, no shit. Cruise also confirmed that the car's lights being off were the reason for the stop, and that the issue's since been fixed. The surreal video attracted attention of science fiction writer William Gibson, who tweeted about it on Monday. Yeah. And that's the way it is sometimes, right? Every time I'm drinking coffee, I get that. Anyway, all right. So this is not the first instance of self-driving cars causing incidents in traffic. In 2018, a self-driving Uber fatally crashed into a pedestrian, and later that year, a Waymo self-driving car hit a motorcyclist. Though in both cases, an operator was sitting in the driver's seat. So what the hell were they doing, by the way? Anyway, Cruise, which is an autonomous vehicle company backed by General Motors, has started its driverless taxi service in San Francisco in February of 2022. That's terrifying. Waymo runs a similar program, but the difference is that Cruise's taxis are truly driverless, while Waymo's have a safety driver behind the wheel, which, anyway. Sir, do you know why I stopped you, sir? Oh boy. Yeah, coffee's good. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. Let us continue, shall we? Let's go to futurism. Futurism. Yes. This is we'll start here. Yes. California prepares to release millions of gene-hacked mosquitoes. Yeah, nice. Remember how they just did this in Florida twice, 3 times? I don't know. Well, anyway, one coast is not enough. We're going to swap to the West Coast, and we're going to drop a lot of gene-hacked mosquitoes right into California, IA. Yes. British bug engineering company Oxitec is at it again. According to a new LA Times story, the company is planning to release millions more of its controversial gene-hacked mosquitoes in California in an effort to reduce the population of the nasty bloodsuckers. Oxitec's new bug, called OX5034, that's not terrifying at all, is made from mosquitoes captured in Mexico. When males mate with females in the wild, a special gene inserted into its genetic code will kill future generations of female mosquitoes, effectively curtailing the insect's ability to reproduce. The company said only female mosquitoes bite, so they're releasing males, nixing the fear about being bitten by a modified bug. Haven't they seen Jurassic Park? Anyway, that's potentially a big deal because the Aedes aegypti mosquito Oxitec is working to combat can transmit yellow fever and other serious diseases to humans. Not everyone is on board with Oxitec's plan, though. The LA Times said Oxitec claims to have reduced the population in a Brazilian neighborhood by 95%. Wait, the population of what? The population of what? In a Brazilian neighborhood, they've reduced the population. Sorry, that's a little dark, but at least when you say something like that in an article, you've got to specify, right? Ambiguous sentences when you're talking about reducing the population of a Brazilian neighborhood by 95%. But has released little data from that experiment or another after it hit the Florida Keys. Oh, I see. So that means that coffee. That means that they have this thing where they're not allowing data to happen, meaning that it's not transparent, and we have no idea if this is really working or not. But let's just drop another million more of these things or millions more over in California. Don't forget, Oxitec's new bug is called the OX5034, which sounds very much like a what you call it, from I don't know, like a killer robot from the future or something, right? The Keys project was hotly protested by some residents who said they were pressured to sign paperwork without a robust understanding of the project's implications. Quote, "I find this criminal that we are being bullied into this experiment," one resident told Futurism at a town hall last year. "I find it criminal that we are being subjected to this terrorism by our own Florida Keys Mosquito Control Board. It's not clear if California residents have been significantly more informed about their newest flying neighbors. It's important to be cautious when tinkering with the biosphere, though, because unintended consequences can have cascading effects. Hasn't anyone seen Jurassic Park?" There you go. Great minds think alike. And this is one of those. What else? What would you say, right? Putting the bugs in bugs, James. What's up? Yeah, I don't know. This is one of those things where once you sort of have again, unintended consequences. How do you stop them, right? So, you tinker with the biosphere, as they call it here, and then something happens, and then what? What if it goes bad? What if, of course, right? Because life finds a way. Back to that whole Jurassic Park and the chaos theory and the rest of that stuff. And again, about evolution and epigenetics and genes that can turn on and turn off based on different criteria, different turmoil in the environment, right? Things like this. This is all very, very well known stuff. So for them to not consider, again, I'm a knucklehead, by the way. I mean, I say that, in the most lovable way, but I am. I'm not a scientist, but I clearly know that, hey, this could be a bad thing, guys. Why are we, why don't we wait and see what happens in Florida? And if we start getting the Walking Dead happen over there, let's not do it in California. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, the CIA has been hacking cars for years to assassinate journalists and other folks who know too much not to disclose. I've heard that. I'm not sure that was a comment in the chat there. I'm not so sure. I don't know if that's exactly true, but I don't know. I don't know what's true anymore at all. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. Let's continue, shall we? Let's go to Inverse. Here we go. All right, this is one of my favorites. This is pretty nice. Where are we at time-wise? Actually, let's pull up the app and find out. Let's see how time-wise. Okay, I think we're good. It looks good. Everything's fine. All right, we'll do this quick one and then we'll take a break. This is from Inverse. It opens a new frontier where you're using the Earth as a fishing net for these objects. Yes. Let's see. This is where was this? Interstellar meteor discovered in 2014. So Harvard astronomer believes an interstellar meteor hit Earth in 2014. Or craft. Look at this. Or craft. And wouldn't you know it? This is back again to Avi Loeb. And there it is. So in 2014, a half-ton couch-sized meteor entered the atmosphere of Papua New Guinea, brightening the night sky. It may sound like a threat, but once a meteor such as this enters our atmosphere, it generally burns up. This space rock caused a loud flash and bang captured on observatory cameras, but there are 25 million meteor entries of various sizes around Earth every day, so no one gave it a second thought at first. But Avi Loeb, a Harvard University astrophysicist, and his student Amir Siraj saw something else in that remote bolide explosion. 5 years after the meteor appeared in 2019, they looked at the data on it from NASA JPL's Center for the Near Earth object studies, they saw something fast. They saw something powerful. They saw, in short, something from outside our solar system. It appeared to be a head-on collision, Loeb tells Inverse. Loeb and Siraj made their discovery while on the hunt for fast fireballs, the kind of meteor that strikes our upper atmosphere at such a velocity that they could have hurtled in from interstellar space. So now we're being hit by objects from interstellar space. Thank you, Robert. Got a Wikipedia link. Most famous CIA hack to car was to accelerate and steer journalist Michael Hastings into a fiery death into a tree. And I have heard that one. I think maybe at some point we'll have to do hacking cars and self-driving cars. And hell, maybe we'll do that tonight. What do you think? Does that sound like a Troubled Minds show to you? Now with the cars not pulling over for cops? I don't know. It's funny, right? The shows just kind of make themselves at some point. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. Put you on the show. Yeah, sure, why not? So I'm not sure about this. This is pretty cool. So nobody saw what they did, and they put a paper out, of course, Avi Loeb and colleague, on the object. The object was rejected by the Astrophysical Journal Letters. Now, 3 years after the discovery, a letter from the United States Space Command to NASA Chief Scientist Thomas Zurbuchen related that Space Force had looked into the results. Avi Loeb's and Siraj's measurements were seemingly correct. So there it is, right? With additional data, they're saying that we were hit, right? Just boom, like it was a, I don't know, like this would begin one of those sci-fi movies, right, where it turns into this is not a good thing when you get a direct hit from an interstellar object, and the invasion of the body snatchers ensues. So pretty good stuff. Avi Loeb out there doing God's work and saying, hey, there might be aliens, guys, and the rest of academia going, oh God, this guy again. So here we are. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. I think time-wise we're perfect for a break. So let's get a word from our sponsor, which is you.
Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us.
All right, welcome back. Let's keep doing it. Let's go to this one. Let's go to CNBC. Elon Musk, the troll of the world. Sorry for me fanboying a little bit on Elon Musk these days, but I can't help myself. This guy seems to be a superhero amongst knuckleheads out there. And here we go. So we got CNBC reports this. First, it was reported, just a little background here, that after Musk bought 9% of the company, something like that. So he bought 9% of Twitter, and and Twitter was like, okay, well, I guess we have to offer him a seat on the board. So they did, and he was going to take it, but then he denied it. So now here's the crazy part: if he took a seat on the Twitter board, he would be limited to only owning 14.9% of the company, right? But since he said, no, I don't want to be on the board, now he can just basically buy up all of Twitter, right? Yep. Now he can just and they're calling it opens door to hostile takeover. This is just so funny. And, you guys know me, censorship and the rest of that. Like I said, being a free speech purist, it's not a... And again, nothing is absolute. I completely understand that. But I think regarding speech, the more you try and control it, the more draconian you become, right? I think that's just basically like opposite sliding scales on opposite ends of the spectrum, right? But some people don't understand. They're like, well, you have to ban people saying bad things, because if you don't, then people say bad things. But it's like, wait, hold on. That's not the way this works, right? The second you start banning people from saying things and thinking things, then you're the asshole, right? Not them, even though they're saying and thinking terrible things. You're the ass. Like, it's fighting stupidity with stupidity at that point. Anyway, so the free speech stuff, which is super hilarious, regarding Twitter and the public speech in the public sphere and all the rest of this. Well, did I say sphere? Sorry, the flat. Anyway, I'm sorry. Billionaire Elon Musk's reversal of his decision to join Twitter's board opens the door to a hostile takeover and could lead to additional volatility in the stock, according to analysts. Musk's decision not to join Twitter's board means he's no longer limited to owning just 14.9% of the company. Now, many analysts suggest the Tesla CEO could bolster his stake and eventually try and establish control. Quote, this weekend's changeup spares the company from having to deal with a renegade director tweeting about board-level discussions. That would have been untenable, Gordon Haskett research advisors Don Bilson wrote in a note Monday. Well, sorry, Don Bilson, you're not Elon Musk, so it's time for you to sit down and shut up. That's my opinion. What can I say? So, quote, he continue, quote, the flip side to this is Twitter must deal with a wild card investor that already owns 9% of the company and has the resources to buy the remaining 91%. As volatile as Musk is, we could see a move like that made shortly, or we could never see it at all. This overhang that Twitter now lives beneath certainly qualifies as a distraction. Oh, it's too good. Like this is the stuff of like amazing fiction, and you again, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. And I'm rooting for the guy. Like I said, sorry for gushing on Musk so much these days, but he just keeps pulling off superhero shit that nobody else has the balls to do. And so I don't know. Is it confirmed that Elon Musk has brass balls? Possibly. Very much possibly. Let's see. Ultimately, Twitter could decide to swallow a poison pill or a shareholder rights plan to defend against a hostile takeover. But Bilson wrote such a measure comes with the risk it might anger Musk, and perhaps it would be best for Twitter to keep that arrow in its quiver for the time being. Quote, it's going to be pretty hard to get committed to an investment thesis because you never know where the winds are going to flow. I think blow is the... Anyway, Bilson told CNBC, continue, quote, I don't think anything is off the menu with this guy. You're damn right. And I'm not sure. There's a lot here that is funny and interesting, and we'll keep an eye on this as it develops. But hopefully, Elon just cashes out a whole bunch more stock, and then just buys up Twitter, and then just tells them what to do. It'll be the funniest thing ever, right? And then you'll see again, and this is why I hate this stuff so much. Meaning the fact that they want to control speech, right? That the whole idea behind some speech is okay, bullying some people it's okay. There's so many things they do that are just grotesquely hypocritical. That when you suddenly change those rules, those crybabies that have been hidden behind this technocratic umbrella of censorship, that they can bully and people can't bully them type stuff. Well, they start to see what the real world's kind of like for the rest of us. The people that aren't in that big club or whatever it is. And it sucks. It sucks to be, hey, you have a novel thought maybe once in a while and you put it out there and you get shit on because, you don't have a blue check mark or things like this. It's so dumb. Or you get bullied by the masses, by UFO Twitter or something, right? They come down on you like a bag of bricks. And it's fine, right? It's fine. I mean, they can just bully the shit out of you and it's fine. But nobody cares. Nobody cares because there's no blue check marks involved. Anyway, continue. We'll keep on trucking. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. Let's go to fizz.org. Speaking of great websites, yes, this is another interesting one. This is as we know, there's a whole lot even happening, not just in interstellar space, a whole lot happening right here in our solar system. Astronomers capture surprising changes in Neptune's temperatures. Uh-oh. Yep. An international team of astronomers have used ground-based telescopes, including the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope, to track Neptune's atmospheric temperatures over a 17-year period. Uh-oh. Are we going to go into climate change on Neptune? Anyway, they found a surprising drop in Neptune's global temperatures, followed by a dramatic warming at its south pole. Uh-oh. It's time to nuke Neptune because it's going to become unlivable very soon. Quote, this change was unexpected, says Michael Roman, a postdoctoral research associate at the University of Leicester, UK, and a lead author of the study published today in the Planetary Science Journal. Quote, since we have been observing Neptune during its early southern summer, we expected temperatures to be slowly growing warmer, not colder. He said, like Earth, Neptune experiences seasons as it orbits the sun. However, a Neptune season lasts around 40 years, with one Neptune year lasting 165 Earth years. It has been summertime in Neptune's southern hemisphere since 2005. Hell yeah, winter is coming. And the astronomers were eager to see how temperatures were changing following the southern summer solstice. Astronomers looked at nearly 100 thermal infrared images of Neptune, captured over 17-year period to piece together overall trends in the planet's temperature in greater detail than ever before. These data showed that despite the onset of a southern summer, most of the planet had gradually cooled over the last 2 decades. The globally average temperature of Neptune dropped by 8 degrees Celsius between 2003 and 2018. The astronomers were then surprised to discover a dramatic warming of Neptune's south pole during the last 2 years of their observations. So is it those Neptune flying cars that are causing the pole shift? Or I don't know what's the narrative we're supposed to believe these days. I don't even know. You tell me. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. Where are we at time wise? Let's pull up the let's check this. Oh, look at that. Start a little bit late, so we're okay. All right. There's how you do it, right? You ever seen anyway, I digress. Let's go to the Atlantic. The Atlantic, one of my favorites. One of my damn favorites. I say that in the worst way. All right. Yes. The Atlantic says this. Why the past 10 years of American life have been uniquely stupid. Uniquely stupid. Okay. Okay. Let's just. There you go. What would it have been like to live in Babel in the days after its destruction? In the book of Genesis, we are told that the descendants of Noah built a great city in the land of Shinar. Shinar. I'm not sure exactly how to say these biblical terms, so please forgive me. They built a tower with its top in the heavens to make a name for themselves. God, of course, was offended by the hubris of humanity and said, "Look, they are one people, and they have all one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. Nothing that they propose to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language there, so that they will not understand one another's speech." The text does not say that God destroyed the tower, but in many popular renderings of the story, he does. So let's hold that dramatic image in our minds. People wandering amid the ruins, unable to communicate, condemned to mutual incomprehension. And this is the best part. This is where this gets really good, coming from the Atlantic of all fucking places. The story of Babel is the best metaphor I have found for what happened to America in the 2010s, and for the fractured country we now inhabit. Something went terribly wrong, very suddenly. We are disoriented, unable to speak the same language or recognize the same truth. We are cut off from one another and from the past. Oh, I wonder who did that. The Atlantic? Weird. Interesting. The article continues. It's been clear for quite a while now that Red America and Blue America are becoming like two different countries, claiming the same territory, with two different versions of the Constitution, economics, and American history. But Babel is not a story about tribalism. It's a story about the fragmentation of everything. It's about the shattering of all that had seemed solid, the scattering of people who had been a community. It's a metaphor for what is happening not only between red and blue, but within the left and within the right, as well as within universities, companies, professional associations, museums, and even families. Yeah, there we go. So thanks, Atlantic, for recognizing that you were probably very, very much in the mix for being grotesquely responsible for this, because this is not new. We've been talking about this as long as Troubled Minds has been a thing, and longer than that. You know why? Because we've been paying the damn attention. That's why. We've been noticing that, hey, like you can't just make shit up and then call people Nazis or pedophiles, or which is happening on both sides. And it's like one side's calling the other side Nazis, and the other side's calling the other side pedophiles. It's like, really? This is how we do this? This is public discourse these days. It's unbelievably stupid. But of course, the Atlantic has everything to do with this. So at least somebody somewhere along the line, by Jonathan Haidt, H-I-D-T. That's pretty funny. Jonathan Haidt with a D in there. You slide the D in it. It's not hate anymore, right? But interesting, the name. So you tell me, is the Atlantic largely responsible for this? In my opinion, you're damn right they are. They have a very big platform. They have, they're in league with the Washington Post, the Washington Compost, the New York Slimes, all these guys, and they've been dehumanizing people, right? They've been dehumanizing people to have us hate each other. And, by Jonathan Haidt, H-A-I-D-T. I encourage you to read this because it makes you want to punch yourself in the face a few times. And it lets you know what the Atlantic's all about. At least in this case, I'm pretty sure there's some stuff down at the bottom of here where they try and defend themselves. But anyway, blah, blah. Let's continue, shall we? Let's go to CNBC and let's check this super sweet app. Where we at time-wise? Everything looks fine. Actually, let's take a quick break. All right, you're listening to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange. Don't go anywhere. More news when we return. Be right back. Okay, welcome back to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and we're going to keep on trucking here. And there's how you do radio proness with the boom. You got the timer. You watch the timer, and you say, we got to take a quick break. Anyway, CNBC. Here it is. This is the world we live in. White House says it expects inflation to be extraordinarily elevated in new report. oh, no shit. No, thanks, White House for pointing this out. The Biden administration is bracing for Tuesday's key consumer inflation report to show that prices Americans pay soared in March as Russia's assault on Ukraine caused energy prices to jump. Notice exactly what they said right there, that this was happening long before that, but they're, again, blaming something else, right? In any case, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said Monday that the Labor Department's previous report, which showed prices rising at a dramatic rate in February, like I said, failed to include the majority of the jump in oil and gas costs caused by the Kremlin's unprovoked invasion. Quote, we expect March CPI headline inflation to be extraordinarily elevated due to Putin's price hike, Psaki told reporters. Okay. Continue, quote, we expect a large difference between core and headline inflation, she continued, reflecting the global disruptions in energy and food markets. The Bureau of Labor Statistics on Tuesday will issue its March update to the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, and the CPI is the department's tool for measuring inflation in a basket of goods and services that the average American would buy, ranging from eggs and milk to cell phones and unleaded gasoline. Economists consider two versions of the CPI data, the headline number that includes all prices consumers face, and a so-called core CPI that excludes often volatile food and energy price fluctuations. So there you go. No shit, Sherlock. Thanks for telling us. We already noticed because the unaffordable is becoming more unaffordable, and we're just trying to get by. So thank you, all the people of the governments that, again, everybody says, give the government more power, they'll fix everything. And look, when they don't have absolute power, they just constantly fuck everything up. So explain to me how just handing over the keys to the entire kingdom would fix anything. I think they'd just break it. They'd just break it instantly. They'd be like, wow, like politicians with a new toy. They just completely just take it out and smash it into the cliff and be like, who knew that would happen? Anyway, let's continue, shall we? ScienceAlert.com reports this. We may finally know how magic mushrooms work to relieve depression. And this one's pretty wild. Check this out. For many people with treatment-resistant depression, in recent years, hope has been offered by psychedelics such as psilocybin, the key ingredient in magic mushrooms. It appears that the key active ingredient, sorry, it appears that psychedelics may flip the switch on rigid brain networks, but we haven't been entirely sure how that works. Now, new brain mapping research from a leading group of psychedelics researchers deepens our understanding of how psilocybin works in the brain, first dissolving and then expanding brain connections. Look at this, it's wild. Certain parts of depressed people's brains become more interconnected and flexible after 2 doses of psilocybin, and these changes lasted up to 3 weeks after treatment, the study found. Quote, these findings are important, says a neuropsychopharmacologist, holy smokes, David Nutt of the Imperial College London. That's just, my name's David Nutt, and I'm a neuropsychopharmacologist. You can't even make this shit up. Quote, for the first time, we find that psilocybin works differently from conventional antidepressants, making the brain more flexible and fluid and less entrenched in the negative thinking patterns associated with depression. Many indigenous peoples have long used magic mushrooms and other plants for their healing and hallucinogenic properties. In only the last 2 decades or so, there has been a cautious resurgence in clinical research fronted by the researchers behind this latest study to understand whether psilocybin may help to alleviate depression and anxiety and how psychedelic drugs affect the brain more generally. Just last year, a small landmark trial from Nutt and colleagues showed psilocybin coupled with psychological therapy was at least as effective as taking a common antidepressant, escitalopram, a drug that often comes with impactful side effects of weight gain, lack of libido, and insomnia. Well, that sounds less than good. So I don't know. That's pretty cool stuff. I don't know other than this. This is a conspiracy, by the way. In that Terence McKenna used to say that the whole reason why they had outlawed magic mushrooms for exactly reasons like this, meaning that. They knew that Big Pharma sort of had a sort of stranglehold on treatments, right, and not cures. And if this could be like a small dose sort of thing that could literally rewire your brain and sort of work the depression out of you, you see what I'm saying? Then there's your conspiracy, right? There's your Big Pharma conspiracy. Not only that, what about sort of changing your paradigm of the way the world is? And I think that's part of it, right? Is like they don't want. Very much why this show it gets resistance from particular people or particular technocracies or things like this, right? Why it kind of gets limited algorithm wise, again, banned from using AdSense out of the gate. It can't monetize YouTube, things like this, right? Like because they don't like people thinking outside of their narratives, and if you go too far, you take a step too far, you become a target, and it's as simple as that, right? And again, sort of a passive target for the algorithms, but as you become bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're too large to ignore, sort of Alex Jones style, you see what happens. They come for you, and yeah, there we go. That's the world we live in. So interestingly, that this in particular, back to this, is that if this could, as they say, flip the switch in rigid brain networks and actually fix some things. And I say fix in the most kind way. I understand that mental health is a real thing, and people do struggle with this. And I'm not the guy that says suck it up, meat, get back in the game. I understand that logic sometimes cannot break through. Many times even cannot break through that depressive haze. So I understand, and I'm saying that hopefully that this can flip the switch and actually be some sort of cure. That would be pretty amazing. Speaking of asshole technocrats, let's go to Meta and Facebook. One of my favorites. Let's go here. This is from thestreet.com. Facebook suffers a big setback. Oh, you don't say. The ambitions of the social network and the metaverse are shaken up. Oh, you mean people aren't like hook, line, and sinker trying to just hop in and, get into the metaverse with your Thorazine drip and, yeah. Anyway, the company formerly known as Facebook, which is Meta now, of course, went so far to change its name in October to Meta. As chief executive Mark Zuckerberg described the metaverse as the next frontier. The metaverse has been defined as a network of 3D virtual worlds focused on social connection. But Meta has been running into some significant obstacles on the road to the next frontier. The company was rocked after Francis Haugen, a former product manager, accused the social media giant of putting profits over the impact of hate speech. Yep, no shit. The conversation has also been costly, with Meta Platforms posting weaker than expected fourth quarter earnings in February. It would help if you maybe increase the let's say the reach of your Facebook ads, you pieces of shits, instead of like week over week, month over month, decreasing them intentionally to squeeze more money out of people, right? Look, some advice, and they don't want advice from me because, you know, I've got some common sense, good old fashioned Hobbit common sense, right? If you run an ad platform and it becomes so expensive and so ineffective that, well, your fourth quarter earnings sag, maybe it's time to click the algorithms and, you know, give some power back to the people and let the money actually do some work instead of falling flat. It's bullshit. It's as you guys are familiar with Facebook ads, they've been bullshit. They were hot when they first started. You could make a ton of money right off, and then suddenly, right, they realized it. The competition started, and then, you know, people get more ad savvy and all the rest of this. So there is sort of a second level effect of people just kind of sick of ads and not clicking the things. But there's that. But then there's also the fact that they sort of limit the reach of these things intentionally, right? So it's a complicated thing, but there are ways to fix this without being an asshole. And apparently Mark Zuckerberg doesn't understand that there are ways. In any case, so the results hit Zuckerberg right in the wallet as he lost $29.7 billion from his net worth when his company dropped almost $237 billion in market capitalization a day after the results came out. The company said its Reality Labs division lost $10.2 billion in 2021, more than double the operating losses recorded in 2020 of $4.62 billion. In 2019, the operating loss was $4.5 billion. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. We value the views of our investors, but you don't value the views of people that are actually, watch this. You want to know how to get banned? I'll show you how to get banned. You know how to get banned? You know what? I'm in no play mode, by the way. I'm in absolute no play mode anymore because I get some trolls just talking some bullshit. Hey, look, I don't hide from anybody, right? And you know where to find me. I've got a schedule and everything. If you want to leave some shitty comments in the comments, you're going to get muted. Done. There you go. I don't play anymore. I do not play. And I will not entertain fools. It's as simple as that. 702-957-1037. Like I said, I do not hide either. Let's continue, shall we? Let's go to venturebeat.com. And yeah, it sounds like he's losing money. What's up, Bernays Sauce? How you doing? Yeah, there you go. Boom. First time chat viewer. Nuked. Muted. Venturebeat.com. Why we must make data as accessible as water or electricity. And I kind of agree. It's rare, but I kind of agree with something that got printed in mainstream media. It's unbelievable. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Data powers the modern world. Organizations of all types depend on massive, rapidly growing and evolving data sets to deliver more intelligent services and achieve business growth. Given its importance and ubiquity, love that word, data should be treated as a utility, just like water, gas, and electricity. But how do we achieve this? You know how you would have to achieve this? You know how you would have to? You would have to regulate Facebook. That's how you would have to do this. Anyway, we've all become hyper aware that data must be made ready, available, relevant, and simple to leverage for all as we plan to keep up with current data and technology evolution rate. In this piece, we'll explore how, by leveraging open source databases, data integration, and modern data management tools, organizations can use and consume data that like it's a utility. All right, so we have this though, right? We have data as a utility is an interesting concept, but then of course you have proprietary data and then you have open source data. Two very, very different things, okay? And what about the government databases? What about, Facebook or Google's databases? Like that stuff's clearly and obviously worth trillions of dollars, trillions with a T. And so at some point, they ain't going to give it up. It's not going to happen, right? So it is interesting. I think part of this and why I hate this sort of idea, it's like you can hate things and like things at the same time, is if you say, look, if we have to regulate data as a utility, then we're relying on the government to do that for them. And then the government has been known to just screw up most things it gets its hands on. So is there a fix? I don't know. I think that... I don't know. Anyway, I wish I had answers. I don't have answers. I'm just me. And there you go. So 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubleminds.org. What do you think about data as a utility? Yeah, there you go. Let's continue. Let's go to SciTech Daily, one of my other favorites. And here we are. We'll do this. MIT scientists develop new regenerative drug that reverses hearing loss. What? Okay. Apparently this is the thing. The biotechnology company Frequency Therapeutics is seeking to reverse hearing loss, not with hearing aids or implants, but with a new kind of regenerative therapy. The company uses small molecules to program progenitor cells, a descendant of stem cells in the inner ear, to create the tiny hair cells that allow us to hear. Hair cells die off when exposed to loud noises or drugs, including certain chemotherapies and antibiotics. Frequency's drug candidate is designed to be injected into the ear to regenerate these cells within the cochlea. How do you say that? Let's see if Microsoft Mike can I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a scientist. I'm sorry for that, but you can't be all things all the times. Let's see what Microsoft Mike says about that word.
Frequency's drug candidate is designed to be injected into the ear to regenerate these cells within the cochlea.
Did I say cochlea? Anyway, now I say cochlea. Thanks, Microsoft Mike. You're the best. There you go. Leaning on some AI to help me pronounce a word. The cochlea, blah, blah, blah. Quote, speech perception is the number one goal for improving hearing and the number one need we hear from patients, says Frequency co-founder and chief scientific officer Chris Luce. In Frequency's first clinical study, the company saw statistically significant improvements in speech perception in some participants after a single injection, with some responses lasting nearly 2 years. Nice. The company has dosed more than 200 patients to date and has seen clinically meaningful improvements in speech perception in 3 separate clinical studies. Another study failed to show improvements in hearing compared to the placebo group, but the company attributes that result to the flaws in the design of the trial. Oh, all right. That's fine. Now Frequency is recruiting for a 124-person trial from which preliminary results should be available early next year. There you go. They say that here's your photograph and before after. You guys ever seen that with the gut out, the gut in, before after? Well, it seems like after the single dose, there seems to be these progenitor cells. So they're happening, and it's this is cool. If this works and doesn't turn you into a Walking Dead zombie, then hey, I'm all for it, right? This is fine. So let's continue. Let's go to Slapped Ham, because Slapped Ham is awesome. I think this is from Crystal Shaman, I think, in the chat. Left this. This is pretty wild. Maybe this will be the next Troubled Mind show. I don't know. This is a good one. This is from slappedham.com. Stairs in the woods phenomenon is freaking people out. Oh. All right. People all over the world are finding inexplicable stairs in the woods, and it's starting to scare the heck out of the internet. As anyone who frequents the forest will tell you, it isn't uncommon to come across some unusual things. Strange-looking trees and odd animals are common fixtures on any foray into nature. Sometimes you'll even find rarer things. However, there are some things out of the forest that seem to defy explanation. The phenomenon of coming across stairs in the woods is starting to freak people out. Yeah, it does go with the Doors, right? Damn it, Ronald. Over the years, there have been many... okay, blah, blah, blah. There we go. How'd the legend start? The legend began when a Reddit user who claims to be a member of a search and rescue team working in an unnamed United States national park took to the website to publicize their stories of the bizarre things they've witnessed while working in national parks. They tell stories about paranormal disappearances, missing persons cases, and unexplained noises in the forest, all of which they claim are hushed up by the powers that be. However, the story story that really seemed to strike a chord with the readers was the story of the mysterious staircases in the woods. This is where I slow down a little bit because, got to make sure you do things properly. Let's see. The storyteller goes on to say, okay, my bad. According to the storyteller, they were perplexed by this sighting. They asked a colleague about the staircases the first time they saw one, hoping for a simple explanation. The colleague stated that out-of-place staircases are a common sight for search and rescue personnel. However, the storyteller was warned to stay away from the staircases. No other explanation was forthcoming. Dun dun dun! Cue the dramatic music, and I don't know. Is it just stairs in the woods, or we need the music. Consider a world where staircases in the forest seem to pop up out of nowhere. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. It will put you on the thing. That was pretty funny last time with the meditation music. Anyway, what are we doing? I don't know what we're doing. Well, let's see. I need that's a t-shirt. I will not suffer fools with the Troubled Minds logo. Maybe that's coming to a Troubled Minds shop near you. Anybody got their hats yet? Anybody got their hats? Hats are out there shipping, and once they ship, it's usually pretty decently fast. A few days for them to show up. Anybody get their hat? We got some hat orders. I've got mine. Anyway, let's continue. Where are we at time wise? I think do we do a break? One more. I think one more. Actually, let me consult my magic oracle. One more, and then we'll finish. Let's get one more word from our sponsor. By the way, if you're subbed up on Twitch, say there you go, Robert. I got my hat today. Yeah. All right, there it is. I figured they'd start showing up right around now. You're one of the first, if not the first persons to order them. So thank you for that. Show us your hats. There you go. Show us your hats. Tag. Let's start hashtag Troubled Minds. Let's do the thing. We're gonna create it and do all the things. I don't know. Is it? What do you think? Help me with the hashtags. You want them to be long. You want them to be short. How do we do? We got to do some hashtags and some hat pictures. Anyway, put that shit on Twitter or whatever, and start taking over Twitter. Let's get a word from our sponsor, which is you. By the way, if you're subbed up on Twitch and you have that Amazon Prime thing, remember you do have to re-up it every month. It does just fall off, so you can't set it and forget it. You got to come by once a month and restart it and make it a thing. So I would appreciate that very much if you took the extra second once per month to just smash the button and please re-up that. It does send me a couple bucks, and I appreciate that. And it does help, of course, help the show. Helps me spend more time doing this instead of spending time doing other things, etc., so on. So there you go. I will not suffer fools, and I also pity the fool. Be right back. More Troubled Minds on the way. Don't go anywhere. Here's a word from our sponsor, which is you.
Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up to 2 accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us.
All right, let us finish this up, shall we? Let's go to TheVerge.com, and in a new Orwellian twist, we have the technocratic overlords changing systems, meaning that remember how Netflix used to have a 5-star system, and if they rolled out a new Netflix show that sucked, everybody bomb it and put a 1-star, and then they'd lose money or whatever because nobody would watch it. Well, then they were like, well, let's just put a thumbs up button, and we'll be like YouTube, and we'll just censor the fact that people dislike things, because if you get 10 million dislikes but you get 2,000 likes and you censor the dislikes, it looks like people like the thing. Well, here we are. Netflix is rolling out a 2 thumbs up button, right? Because a thumbs up and thumbs down clearly is not good enough. You have to have a thumbs up and a 2 thumbs up, a super thumbs up, right? This is your Orwellian doublespeak, and There it is. Netflix's version of a super like. So here it is. Netflix is introducing a new button to help the streaming service curate your homepage with even better recommendations. 2 thumbs up. Oh, no, it's like double plus good. Nice. The new feature will join the existing thumbs up and thumbs down controls that already help Netflix understand what to show individual subscribers. By 2 thumbs up, but the 2 thumbs up will allow users to indicate that they really liked something. Oh. They really liked it instead of just liked it. Not social media liked it, like censorship liked it, because the only button you can press anymore is the thumbs up button, right? I mean, you can press the thumbs down button, but it doesn't do anything. And that's working as intended, remember? Working as intended. In any case, quote, members have never had as many great entertainment options as they have right now. Christine Doge Cardet, Director of Product Innovation and Personalization Experiences at Netflix, tells The Verge. Look at that. Director of Product Innovation and Personalization Experiences. How come these titles just get longer and more stupid? Anyway, quote, being able to find the shows and movies that you're going to love is really important. We want to continue to make Netflix the place where it's easiest to choose something to watch. Isn't this strange? I always find this odd that you have 10,000 channels and there's not a damn thing to watch. You guys ever get that feeling where you're just mowing through channels? You're like, nope, and then finally your thumb gets tired from smashing the button, and you're like, okay, forget it. And you just turn it off. You're like, forget it. And then you put on like an old Star Wars with like 20-minute commercial breaks, just because. Anyway, Netflix ditched its 5-star rating system in 2017 for the thumbs up and thumbs down system. Doge Cardet says users didn't feel that indicating which titles they liked and disliked was sufficient. Oh, of course, because 5 stars really took care of that. Because if you really freaking like something, you would give it 5 stars, right? And if you really didn't, you would give it 1 star. Weird, right? Weird, so weird. It's weird how these things seems so complicated, right? Because of course these new systems, they roll them out, double plus good, boom, everything's fine. Yep, Netflix currently serves. Okay, I'm not going to give more Netflix. Fuck you, Netflix. All right, we're moving on. Let's go to dailymail.com, because why not? Let's do it. Moonstruck, yes. Massive lunar impact 4.3 billion years ago may explain why the far side of the moon has so many more craters. Loving this. It is well known that the moon's near side looks a lot different than the pockmarked far-off side we never see. While the near side is dominated by the vast dark-colored remnants of ancient lava flows, the opposite is virtually devoid of such features. Why the 2 sides are so different is one of the moon's most enduring mysteries. But now, scientists think, they have an explanation. They believe it relates to a massive impact 4.3 billion years ago near the moon's south pole, which sent a huge plume of heat through the lunar interior, coming to a theater near you in June. That plume would have carried certain materials, a suite of rare earth and heat-producing elements, to the moon's near side, which in turn would have contributed to the volcanism that created the volcanic plains we see today. And there it is. Pretty good stuff. On and on. And then, of course, we got the don't forget the side roll on the Daily Mail. Always Britney Spears pregnant, Jessica Simpson in a bikini, Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola Perez's wedding, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson macking it up at... Oh my God. Anyway, let's continue. Get off of the Daily Mail and make you want to throw up in your mouth a little bit. Let's go to Fox News. Speaking of throw up in your mouth a little bit. And this one's from 40s out there. What's up, 40s, if you're out there listening? TikTok acts on children's brains like a candy store, shortening their attention span, from a report. I wonder if anybody has been saying this for... It's been a thing. How about this as a t-shirt? I don't have a TikTok attention span. Boom. Troubled Minds logo. Yeah. Quote, TikTok is a dopamine machine. If you want kids to pay attention, they need to practice paying attention. No shit. Isn't that what we've been saying? Isn't that why when people are like, why are these shows so long? It's a talk show. Why do you talk so much? Because it isn't TikTok. Because you know what? A conversation isn't as stupid, binary straw man, argumentative as they try and make it. That's not what a conversation is, people. Nobody even knows anymore what the hell that even means. It means that you get your activist Twitter group and call each other Nazis. That's what a conversation is. Anyway, the way children are consuming social media, straight from the article here, especially on TikTok, is likely negatively affecting their attention spans, according to a recent Wall Street Journal report. Quote, it's hard to look at increasing trends in media consumption of all types, media multimasking, and rates of ADHD, which of course is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in young people, and not conclude that there is a decrease in general attention span, said Dr. Carl Marcy, a psychiatrist at Massachusetts General Hospital. Although the link between ADHD and screen time is debatable, new research suggests the type of short and fast-paced videos that children consume today are partly to blame for why they struggle to participate in longer-term activities. Now look, I hate waiting as much as anybody. I hate it. It's one of those ones where it's like, really? Now I have to wait? Are you shitting me? And I do my best not to get shitty because I understand everybody has to wait, okay? But waiting sucks, okay? And yeah, you want, it's like a good movie, right? Like, how many good movies have you seen that started really slow and it turned out to be a fantastic movie? Because, well, that's how you build a story. That's how you build plot. That's how you introduce characters. That's how, like, you care about characters when they eventually die off or whatever, right? That's how you do it. You don't start with, like, the firefight on Mars. I mean, for fuck's sakes. And that's what we're doing. That's what TikTok is doing. It's all starting with, like, the alien gun battle on Mars, and then in 12 seconds it's over. And there you go. You got your dopamine hit. There was no plot development, character creation, none of this stuff. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, except, well, the TikTok generation and the ADHD generation. They do care. Is Jack Bauer showing up? Exactly right. TikTok, known as Douyin in its home market, debuted in China in September 2016 as a short-form video sharing platform, primarily for lip-syncing and dancing videos, but became the most downloaded app in 2019, according to a paper published in Neuromage last year. Neurol Mage. What is that? I'm going to have to look that up. That sounds terrifying, whatever that is. Now, the paper is one of several studies to examine the effect of TikTok on the brain, which examined how personalized videos compared to general interest videos influence the reward centers of the brain. Dopamine hits. Remember we talked about that in the digital drugs episode? We talked about the dopamine in the monkey smashing it till he died. Yeah, well, guess what? Guess what? The MRI scans of participants were highly activated in the addiction part of the brain who watched personalized videos, finding some users struggled to control when to stop watching. In general, activities that require sustained attention, like reading and doing math problems, use the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and impulse control, known as the prefrontal cortex, per the journal. Quote, directed attention is the ability to inhibit distractions and sustain attention and to shift attention appropriately. It requires high-order skills like planning and prioritizing, said Dr. Michael Manos, the clinical director of the Center for Attention and Learning at Cleveland Clinic Children's. But many kids struggle with this type of skill because the prefrontal cortex is not fully developed until when they reach adulthood at age 25, and that's approximate. I've heard 27. But Manos noted if kids' brains become accustomed to constant changes, well, God damn it, this thing just skipped my spot. Where was it? If kids become accustomed to... Oh, boy. There we go. If kids' brains become accustomed to constant changes, the brain finds it difficult to adapt to a non-digital activity where things don't move quite as fast. TikTok uses an algorithm to personalize the video feeds based on the time they watch each video and then cycles similar content, according to the recent Wall Street Journal investigation. Again, and this is the whole point, right? This is the whole point of, again, Instagram and money, and not caring that teenage girls are committing suicide because it is that formative time of our lives. And arguably, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop because we've talked about this a lot, and there's really no reason to go into this more, but you see what's happening, right? The algorithms are finely tuned to destroy your brain, right? Finely tuned. That's what these are for. And that's what an engagement algorithm is. And these assholes that say, no, Mike, you just don't know how to tweet. No, I do, and I can be an asshole, right? I can. I very much can. I promise you that. I try my best not to, but I very much can. The thing is, I'm trying not to be an asshole on Twitter, and I can be, right? Hashtag this, tag the two parties, call them names, and watch the fight ensue. And there you go. It's Twitter engagement. And you think the algorithms don't notice this? Yeah, they notice. That's what they're built for. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. There you go. There it is. If you've seen one girl dancing in her underwear on TikTok, you've seen them all. Try reading James Salcedo's True Tales of the Supernatural books. You won't be bored. There it is. There it is. All right. And also, by the way, do check out Robert's Stories from a Fractured Mind, the Robert collection. Also a fine read, if I may say so myself. Let's go Fox News one more time, speaking of throw up in your mouth a little bit. And we'll go, because why not? We don't do some Florida man or Florida person news or any of the rest of this. A lot of people do Florida man because all kinds of whack shit happens in Florida. So let's do a Florida person story. I don't know other than that. Florida man arrested after cops find him in possession of drugs, guns, and an alligator. Only in Florida. Yep. A Florida man was arrested in Naples, a traffic stop, after being found in possession of a live baby alligator, firearms, and loaded syringes Friday morning. I find it funny that it doesn't say loaded firearms and syringes. It says firearms and loaded syringes. What the fuck? Anyway, Michael Marola, age 31, was stopped by local law enforcement at around 12:30 a.m. after officers said they recognized him from a previous encounter regarding a suspended license. Marola was one of three individuals in the car, including Adam Scarborough and Marco Duran, according to police arrest records. And officers at the scene found a baby alligator in an open plastic tub in the back of Marola's truck, according to a Facebook post by the Collier County Sheriff's Office. They discovered two firearms, one hidden in the glove box and another underneath the front passenger's seat. Marola was also found with two loaded syringes in his jacket that later tested positive for methamphetamine. Okay, this is all unfortunate, and lots of victims here, and there it is. I don't know. What else do you say other than let's check the time, because I have this time app that allows me to, get things to almost exactly an hour. There you go. All right, so we're done. The bad news is we're done. The good news is, God willing, we got tonight. What's up, $8 says I want a baby alligator. You do until they become an adult alligator. All right, so we're out of here. This is the way the thing goes. I smash the button. We play the music. I thank you. I'm going to skip talking about myself and this whole thing in the third person, and I'll just take it back over. Take it back over, Michael Strange. Thank you for enjoying the show. Thanks for appreciating the things we do here. Thanks for being part of this group. Thanks for supporting the show on Twitch, on Rockfin, on Patreon. Thank you for listening to the podcast feed. There's ads built in and all the rest of that. Those are the ways if you want to help. Spread the word. Don't forget, old school word of mouth beats algorithms. They can't stop us from talking. Not yet. Not yet. So as we finish, it's done. What we'll do Monday and Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific on Twitch, we do the news show. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, we do Troubled Minds Radio, which is coming at you tonight. Are we going to do baby alligators? Are we going to do stairs in the forest? Are we going to do cosmic musings? You tell me. You tell me. I don't know because I haven't decided yet. 702-957-1037. It's 7 p.m. We'll see you there. You guys have a great Monday. Remember, Monday doesn't suck. Your job sucks. See you guys in a few hours. Here we go.